I do not like the sound of being in debt till I die. I will say that.
Move out here to Manitoba, Keon. We'll get you a nice house. So my town has the world's biggest banana statue, and every year we have the Banana Days Festival.
Having so much information flooding your brain when you're scrolling, can you tell me the last 3 things you saw when you scrolled last on your phone?
Do you guys ever get the thing when your phone's in your pocket, you feel like, oh, my phone did
The
buzz,
ghost
and,
buzz?
and it did it,
Phantom?
and then it doesn't buzz, and you check it, and then 2 minutes later your phone buzzes.
The hand moves.
The hand moves. We do the hand moves on them. I remember that.
Welcome to XYZ, the generational debate comedy. I'm your host, Nathan Kleem. I'm Generation X. Our other host we have with us is Keon.
I am here to help you find the humor in the chaos of the world. I'm representing Gen Z.
We have our other guest. He's a father, he's a realtor, he's a musician, he's a jack of all trades. Tyson Kleem.
That's right. Yeah, and somebody in a previous comment, I think, said that I'm a geriatric millennial. So there we go.
Yeah,
On the older side of the
Nice.
millennial curve, but we'll take it.
Very cool. And he has an up-and-coming podcast. He's joining us from the middle of nowhere. We got Aaron Campbell.
Nice to join you guys.
Nice. And what generation do you represent?
Oh, I was born in 81, so I don't even know what generation that is
Geriatric
technically.
millennial.
Am I?
Geriatric
Yeah.
millennial. There you
It
go.
works for me.
Gen Y. Why not?
Yeah.
What not? All right. Today's topic, Keon, what do we have?
For this episode, we are talking about when were homes affordable and the music of the times.
Music of the times. Okay, so
Yes,
first off,
let's
let's
get
start
it.
off with when homes were last affordable. So I know, Tyson, you're in the realty world. You kind of have an eyeball, or you're kind of in the know of what the real estate market is doing now. Aaron, you're out in the mid sections, the mid
So
provinces.
Southwest Manitoba.
Southwest, right.
Area.
You have a different perspective too on what housing costs. So Tyson, I'll throw it to you. What did houses cost back then versus what they cost now, and are they still affordable? Is our buying power still there? Like, give us an idea.
Yeah, so it's funny because where Aaron lives, us out here in BC are probably thinking, man, I could buy Aaron's place probably with a shoebox or something like that and trade it over. Or you hear about those contests of guys who are doing the bigger or better, and they're trying to trade from a toothpick all the way up. And I think there's a guy who actually got a house.
Paper
out of it,
to
but,
house, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. But no, so okay, if we rack up, and they say pretty much if you bought a home before 2017, you're kind of sitting in that gravy zone. That generation actually is quite a bit different than those who bought a house after that. They're saying right now with affordability, because prices are coming down, the market's cooled quite a bit. We're in a strong buyer's market, and wages have now increased. And so whereas we were in 2019 or so, or 2019, housing usually in the Fraser Valley, Vancouver area was roughly around 51% of your kind of standard income, which is still high because they want you to kind of be around that 40% range. But so 51% is where we were in 2019. Then at the peak in 2022, end of 2022, it was around 64% of household income, which is like unsustainable and crazy. So now with the market cooling off, wages increases, interest rates dropping, we're kind of back at that 52, 53 range. So, I'd say we're back at the affordability of 2019 before that crazy COVID push happened, and things are still trending down. I think right now in the Fraser Valley, things are dropping roughly around 1% a month. So if you just hang on there, I think you'll find affordability is getting better and better, as long as you can keep your job with the economic state of things.
Aaron, what's it like for you?
Oh, the reason why we moved out of BC to Manitoba is Manitoba's affordability. The most expensive house in our town, just 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom house on a couple acres, sold for $380,000. Right? Yeah,
Oh,
like it's like that.
Crazy.
So we in our town, I know we got about 1,100 people. You can buy a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom fixer upper for $40,000 to $50,000. Rent out here, like my kids rent because they can afford. Like you, Sean, my oldest boy, has a 2-bedroom apartment, fully renovated, everything included, $800 a month. And
Whoa.
wages here are the exact same they are in BC.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Keon, can you remember when you moved out what rent was for you guys? It was next to impossible to live out on your own.
It was 2 bedrooms, one bathroom, and we were looking. I think it was 1,800.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay, so you, Sean, 800 is an expensive place in town. My daughter, who has a 2-bedroom, 1-bath right next to my house, like I could see through her window, $575 a month for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom townhouse.
Oh, wow.
That's wild.
Yeah, and that's everything included.
Well,
Right? Like you need people to move here. Houses are cheap.
Keon,
Well,
what did Grandpa tell us the other day when he was in the 60s? He could buy a house for $30,000. Your minimum wage back then was $3 an hour, $2.50 an hour. Did people like boomers have more buying power back then, or do we have more buying power now, or what do you think?
Well, back then, like my grandparents, like he worked for BC Hydro installing traffic lights in like the Massey Tunnel. He put 3 kids through school, had a house, had a wife. My grandma never worked, and he was only making 12, $13 an hour at his peak, own homes, own property, and you just can't do that nowadays, right? It seems
No, it
like
used to be
everything else is more expensive.
Yeah, it used to be like housing was around 1.5 times your annual income or something around there. And now it's something like 10x or
Wow.
more, like 14 times more your annual
Yeah,
income.
like this,
So
we said
like, you look at
51%
that,
is
that's
ridiculous.
pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aaron, you were saying.
Yeah,
Sorry.
when we were leaving BC, it was just getting too expensive, mostly like with the 3 kids, right? I knew in 2 years, we left in 2019, so within 2 years, we couldn't afford to live in BC, and kids came out here every summer, and it was cheap. And what being a truck driver, like wages were the same, so you get a house out here for $100,000 with a $600 a month mortgage,
Mhm.
right? Property taxes are $100 a month, right? Like property taxes are $1,200 a year.
Way more affordable.
Yeah, with a $500-$600 mortgage, it's way more affordable to live out here.
Do you think the markets will correct? Do you think things will get better? Or do you think the alpha generation or Generation Z, they're screwed forever having a chance of owning a house?
I think they're screwed. I got some friends that, I grew up in Aldergrove, so not far from you. Like my mom bought in 88, 89 for $80,000, and the neighbor sold for close to $1 million, right? The only problem is, you sell, people who bought that low sell now, you can't afford to buy a new place to get back in the market, right? So I don't
Yeah.
see, like my friends who sold houses in Aldergrove and bought a place in Kelowna on the lake, they're never paying that house off, right?
Wow.
They're in debt till they die. And then
that
once they
sucks.
die, it's not their problem, right?
Yeah. So, Keon, do you think you'll ever have a chance of owning a house?
I do not like the sound of being in debt till I die. I will say that.
Move out here to Manitoba, Keon. We'll get you a nice house.
The other half of that question would be, is there enough jobs? Or are there decent paying jobs? Like, that's the vicious cycle, right? Your housing goes up. Well, then now the jobs need to go up. Well, now everything else goes up. So where does the cycle stop?
Well, minimum wage in BC, they're just increasing again, right? I think it's going to what is it, 18 or 20, 2012, 25 an hour or something like that. And so when that continues to rise, that's going to cause everybody else's wages to continue to go up and up and up and up and up. And so that inflation keeps going. But
Yeah,
so
you
it's
pay
like,
people more money, the food prices go up more, and right with fuel prices nowadays, food's gonna go up, everything's gonna go up, and I don't see an ending to it. Where does it end?
yeah.
Right. And a lot of places, they're not making any more land. So, say for Vancouver, Lower Mainland, land is getting scarce. So they're having to force to go more up. So now you're getting condos that are going for almost the same price as housing, but for what, 800, maybe 1,000 square feet?
Less.
I've
I
noticed
think
that looking at houses in BC where it's a $700,000 house, the land's worth 90% of that, right? And the house is only worth 10%. How can you tear down and build something, and now you're on a $600,000 property? If you tear down and rebuild, what you're in for $1 million easily.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
Like,
if you need to get $1 million mortgage, what's your down payment for that? What are you looking at? 50,000, 80,000?
Depends. You can pay up to, as little as 5% down. If it's an investment property, you have to do 20. A lot of people do 20, so they don't have to pay mortgage insurance. But so you think if you're paying 20% down on a $1 million mortgage, or $1 million property, it's $200,000. Who has that in their bank account?
Who has that?
and what's your property tax on
people
$1
are
million? Yeah.
They're getting help from their parents, right? So I remember last year, so we sold a house from a family who bought in like Walnut Grove, which is Langley area suburb here in the Fraser Valley. And they had bought this home in the 80s for like 150 or 180 grand. And we sold it for over $1 million. And I remember talking to them going, hey, when you bought this back in 89, did you ever think this would be worth more than $1 million? And they're like, never ever thought that. And it didn't until like around 2014, 2015, when all of a sudden prices really started going up.
Wasn't there a big crash back in the 80s as well, too? Because I know for our mom and dad, they were hit with like massive interest rates.
There was interest
12
rates
to 16. Yeah, 12 to 16% for interest rates. And I know one time they even got up to like 22 for a mortgage rate. Like, that's unheard of.
Even on a $200,000 mortgage, that's ridiculous. If that happens on $1 million mortgage, people are walking away from their homes.
People are walking away too.
Yeah, here's the keys, bank, take it. We had a house in town here that people were renting. The owner didn't pay the bank. Bank comes in, hey, you guys have to leave. I know you're renters, right? $180,000 home. The next people came in, bought it for $60,000, rented it right back to the original renters.
Oh, well, that's a smart thing to do. You don't have that very often, right?
No, they had the income coming in, but the bank, like, you have to leave while we deal with this, because other owners gave the bank the keys and walked away. Sorry, guys. We can't pay them, or even though the renters were paying that mortgage every month, they just pocketed the money. Yeah. So I can see that happening in a big town where these guys are renting in Kitsilano for $4,000 a month, right? One of those owners pockets that money for a year, just walks away. What are you going to do?
Keon, you're saying you did some research when, what was it, 2017, there was a big crash or a big recession? Or was it just a rebalancing? Like what? Because I know 2010. Wasn't that like a bit? Or no, 2008 was the big mortgage crisis. Are we heading in that way again?
Well, I'd say we're 20% down in a lot of areas, or across Canada, we're 17% down from the peak on the housing prices. But some outlying areas of the urban, like of the big areas, so Vancouver, Toronto, some areas are down almost 30%. So I guess the thing is like how low does it need to go? And it's all supply and demand. If Canada were to turn on the taps again for immigration, like there were before, which was outlandish, I just felt like it was way too high, way too hot, way too fast. But that would drive up prices because it's all about supply and demand. If there's no demand, then the supply prices need to drop, right? We can boil it down just to that basic concept.
I saw something online. They're saying Surrey might become bigger than like the Vancouver area, just in population.
About
like
10 years.
Like we haven't lived in Aldergrove since like 2019, and Surrey was big then. Like how much bigger is Surrey getting?
Densifying going up. Like, so you've got the new downtown core area of Surrey, and just that alone will really increase the numbers.
Is that the Surrey Central area? Like I know before we left, they were just starting to build up there by the SkyTrains and stuff, and Bridgeview, and
And now with the SkyTrain extension all the way out to Langley, you're going to see more densification.
Well,
so that makes sense too, right?
Is that just going down Fraser Highway to Willowbrook Mall? Like, is that what I read online?
And to the casino in Langley, which is downtown Langley.
Yeah, Langley Center. Yeah, I used to catch the bus from Aldergrove there all the time. There was nothing there but a liquidation world and Value Village.
Surrey land size wise is the largest township in Canada, like as far as area goes. And so they have all the room. They have all the, like Langley is going to become a suburb of Surrey, and Surrey is going to become like they're anticipating Surrey to become the like kind of economic center because Vancouver's a lot of condos. It's got the port, but Surrey has a port. So there's lots going for Surrey if they do things.
So is White Rock still considered a part of Surrey?
No. If you ask a White Rock person, they'll clearly tell you.
I'm not asking White Rock people. That's a different place.
South is not Surrey, but they won't even let people in South Surrey say they live in White Rock.
Oh,
'Cause it's not-
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
could say you're in the land of the newlywed and newly dead.
Well, my dad grew up in Crescent Beach, right? And this was back
Ooh.
in early 70s. And even back then, you did say you're from Surrey. You're from Crescent Beach. You weren't even from White Rock. You're from
Yeah, no.
Crescent Beach.
Yeah. Everybody who lives in Surrey is trying to say they don't live in Surrey.
Keon, for somebody of your generation, Generation Z, I know there was one time you ran out to, was it Grand Prairie?
Yeah.
So
I know
What about
like
that, buddy?
nothing about the housing
So,
market also.
Tyson knows a little bit about Grand Prairie,
Yeah, I
but
lived there
like
for years.
that
Oh, I know about Grand Prairie.
There's
I
nothing
used to be
there.
a truck driver.
is that what we have to do now to get up and get a leg on everything?
Go really far away from highly populated areas.
It's
We
true.
did as a
Um,
family
one-
with the wife and kids. Just leave.
The one thing I have here is there's an influx of condos, especially lately. And if you want like a traditional house, you have to keep going further and further away now from Vancouver, and like the commute's just longer and longer to get a house. Like I was thinking, this kind of made me think about you and Global. We have to live all the way out here for you to drive all the way out there in order to make it work. Like that's a regular thing for families.
Yeah.
Yeah, hour and a half each way to drive.
Is that what that
right?
commute is now?
Yeah, it
That's
took
Burnaby
me-
Mountain, SFU area?
Yeah, that's that area from Abbotsford out there, and that's with the new bridge and improved. It's still
Look, so you do 90 minutes each way. Where I live, we don't have traffic lights, we don't have stop signs. 90 minutes is straight highway driving. So that's 150 kilometers is your commute one way. So your daily commute, I could be in Winnipeg from my place.
Yeah. So
Holy
the
crap.
trade-off, and that's the trade-off, right?
Yeah.
Because I have friends who lived in rural Saskatchewan. They just moved here, and they're like wide-eyed because they're like, man, I can go to Costco, Superstore, Save on Foods, and wherever, all within an hour and a half, and get all my shopping done, where it used to take us just an hour just to get to Costco, and we literally would take 2 turns. We'd drive on the highway, drive straight down, and then turn right off the highway, and we're right at Costco, but it took us an hour just to get there. So
In my town, if we want to go do a big shop, we got to go to Brandon. That has Walmart, Superstore, Safeway. No Costco in Brandon. That's Winnipeg. That commute is an hour and a half each way. That's to get Timmy's, to get Tim Hortons. Yeah. So we used to do that every week. And then after a while, you cut it down to like once every month. And now it's like once every 3 months just because of fuel prices and everything. But yeah, like I was telling you guys before we started this podcast, if I want to see a traffic light, that's 3 hours round trip for me.
Wow.
Just to see a flashing light. It's just we have a co-op here. We have a Subway. It's our fast food here, and then we got little like a Chicken Chef. You guys probably don't even know what that is. It's like a dine-in KFC almost, but they do pizza. And then everything else here is like Legion bar, golf course you can eat and drink, and the rink. And that's what we have.
So, Keon, let me ask you then, do you think it's better to have densification, live downtown where everything's just a walk and a skip and a jump away? Or do you go the opposite? You go out to Manitoba where you got to drive an hour and a half, but your costs are a lot cheaper. Like for someone like you, what makes more sense?
They both kind of suck.
Okay, and remember, it gets about minus 50 here for a good 2 weeks straight out of the year.
So there's always something.
That's why your housing costs like $60,000 versus, you know.
Yeah, thank God I have a wood-burning stove in this house, or my hydro bills would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
What
Come
was
on,
the question? Sorry.
Keon, move out
What was
here.
it?
We got room for you, buddy.
So, Keon, what do you want to do? Do you want to do densification, or do you want to be where your overall costs are cheaper, but you're way out?
I think I'd rather be way out, but this kind of makes me think of that city they were making, like the Line City
The
or something,
Line?
where everything's supposed to be in walking distance from your work to your food, like everything. That seems like too much densification.
Isn't that like in the United Arab Emirates or something like that?
Yeah, UAE.
Yeah, UAE,
Yeah, and it's no longer a thing. Apparently, they built too
canceled
much
it?
too fast. Just they can't get it built fast enough to make it sense. They can't fill it up with enough people, and they can't get all the materials there. So I think they bit off more than they could chew.
And it's in the middle of a desert around nothing.
Yeah, so everything's got to be imported.
Yeah.
So it just the cost just skyrocketed.
It's a cool utopian concept, but it's in practice, it's.
And they have so much money where we believed it. We're like, oh, they're trillionaires, they'll do it. But yeah, it died. It died in the water.
But so with that, like with housing and that kind of stuff, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, they live up in the North Vancouver Island in a small town called Port Alice. 800 people live there, but they live right on the ocean. They bought their house for like $500,000, but it was on oceanfront, where you can get a house just up like a couple streets away for $250,000, $300,000, which in BC is very affordable. And you're living in nature, and it's beautiful. They actually filmed the first season of Alone about like 30, 40 minutes away from there. But there's those alternatives where you can move to something like that on the island, but it's still remote.
But can you find, I understand if you're retiring, can you find employment there to survive?
Yeah, so a lot of what's been happening is there's a lot of people moving in who are working from home. So they have a job that's online, and so they do that, or they're working in the bush, like they're in lumber, like in forestry, or they're fishing or something like that. But a lot of them are moving in. They just put I think a fiber optic line in there, and so a lot of people are now starting to move in who are working abroad because they love the lifestyle, but they can do that.
We get a lot of people that down here, like we're really big oil field work and nursing. Ooh. Like we probably have 30 open nursing jobs within 45 minutes of us. So we get a lot of people moving here with nursing licenses or truck drivers.
Nice.
Right? Cheap houses, good wages, everything you need. When my parents first came here, they walked the dog around town and they met 4 different people from Maple Ridge.
No way.
In the town we lived in. Yeah. They're like, you're visiting. Yeah, visiting our son. We're from BC. Where are you from? Aldergrove. They're like, cool. We moved here from Maple Ridge. And then get 2 blocks over and meet other people outside. Where are you from? Oh, we're from Maple Ridge, Poco. Like, my kid just moved in town. He's from Aldergrove. And yeah, a lot of people from BC are moving out here just because of the prices. They can't afford it.
Well, the good thing is you can probably then afford a secondary vacation property in Mexico or in Arizona or something like that. So you live there, you work and whatnot, but your housing is so affordable that you can choose to have a vacation property or something like that, which is nice.
Yeah, a lot of people up here have cabins on the lake. Me and my kids, every summer, every winter, we rent a cabin on the lake for a week just to kind of get away. It's a really big cabin community up here. Like everybody likes going to the lake in the winter. Ice fishing's huge. I don't get it.
Is your national bird the mosquito?
You know what? Our mosquitoes aren't bad here. This is going to sound weird. I'm in the banana belt of Manitoba. We don't grow bananas. Yeah, we don't grow bananas. I have no idea what that means. So my town has the world's biggest banana statue, and every year we have the Banana Days Festival, second week of August, where we are. The way the air comes through here, we're 5 to 10 degrees warmer than the town like 45 minutes north of us. Like we have a warmer temperature, so mosquitoes aren't bad here because we're a lot warmer than most places. So yeah, if you look it up online, we have the biggest banana statue.
Dude, that's the thing I love about like these little towns. Like you go through Alberta and they're like, we have the world's largest pierogi statue or the world's largest spatula. Like they always like try to think like what's going to put us on the map. And the funny thing is there's people who drive to all these cities to see all these things and becomes like this little like small town tourism thing. It's
my mom who comes to visit from Aldergrove will drive out here, and every year she's got to get a picture with that damn banana. And then the next town over, Boisvane, they have the world's biggest turtle statue. Everybody's got a statue.
Would you like to see a picture of that banana?
Oh yeah, show the banana. Sunny and Breeze. Yeah, Sunny and Breeze.
This is a PG podcast. Remember that, Keon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That
is
the Sunny.
That's Sunny.
Sunny the giant banana is a 30-foot tall, 6,200 pound statue located on Front Street in Manitoba.
Does he have a parrot on his shoulder?
No, it's a blue jay called Breeze. It's Sunny and Breeze. So that's 2 blocks from my house. Like if I walk to the end of the street and look down, I see that damn banana. I work right across from the banana. I see that
how
thing every day.
how is that not a source of nightmares for kids?
Well, you
Well,
need
you
a
should.
banana stand below it, like Arrested Development, like the money's in a
So
banana
during
stand.
banana days, the local co-op sets up a banana split stand, and you can come down and get free banana splits on Sunday of banana days, and it's right underneath the
That's
banana.
awesome.
Like it's a whole
Uh,
town thing.
You got to figure out some way to add alcohol to that, and I'll be there.
Oh, there's concerts, there's a beer garden. Yeah, concerts go till 2, 3 in the morning. The bar doesn't shut down overnight. Yeah, it's a party.
That's a big banana.
Yeah, it's a huge banana.
That's what she said.
Hey,
But the best part is the whole town's pissed off because it costs like $70,000, and the town didn't ask anybody.
Like, we could buy 2 houses with that.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, and you got repaid the banana every couple years too, right?
I just found out that big banana caught fire in 2013. So not only did they spend $100,000 to put up the banana, but they spent an extra $100,000 to repair and re-put up the banana.
Yeah, some people in town weren't happy with the banana.
Talk about the Great Banana Fire of 2013.
No, it's like
Yeah,
when my
it took
mom
them
first
3 months to repair it.
came here. She goes, "Why are you guys the banana belt? Like it's minus 50 in the winter. You guys don't grow bananas." I'm like, "It's all about the temperature. We're in the banana belt of Southwest Manitoba." She's like, "Okay, it doesn't make sense."
Some drunken farmer had this brilliant idea. He's like,
some bored kid.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And our other claim to fame is Betty Fox was born here and grew up here when she was a kid.
Betty
Yeah.
Fox.
Terry Fox's mom.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Betty
It's like,
Fox.
Hello?
Who is Betty?
The mother of a Canadian celebrity who's like
Canadian amputee. The mother of a Canadian amputee.
Okay, well, let's take a pause before we get to our next topic there. And be sure to tell all your friends, like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think. If you're able to own a home, did your parents get a home when they were young? Are you ever thinking you're going to be able to own a home? Leave your comments down below. We'll be right back. Located along Vancouver's False Creek shoreline, Legacy Liquor Store has been delivering an award-winning experience since 2010. With over 5,000 unique wines, spirits, craft beers, and ciders, there's always something new to discover. Our passionate, knowledgeable team is ready to help you find the perfect bottle for any occasion. Explore the full selection, exclusive releases at legacyliquorstore.com. Legacy Liquor Store, where exceptional choice meets personal service in-store and online. Welcome back to XYUZ, the generational debate comedy. For our second topic of the day, we are going to be arguing about whose generation had the best music. Was it the hair metal bands of the 80s? Was it the one-hit wonders of the 90s? Was it the ska of the 2000s? Let's get it off. I know, Tyson, you were in a ska band.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know if that was ever like super mainstream, but and ska's still not dead in my heart, even though people may disagree. But no, the music I think more of my generation, with my buddies, was all the pop punk era of like Blink-182,
Sum 41.
Yeah, Sum 41. You got like Good Charlotte. You got even though those guys were a little bit more too poppy, but the Ataris. So many like saves of so many good bands I think came out of that, and that really for me and my buddies was what we listened to, and I think really influenced our generation. And the great thing is this seems like it's making a comeback, at least in Southern California, and it warms my heart to see all these young kids now embracing
The SoCal scene.
The SoCal
Aaron?
scene.
Oh God, you guys haven't named any of the music I listened to yet. I was straight rap and hip hop.
What?
Yeah,
Like a rap.
Oh, this is great. I can tell you a great story. My 12th birthday, I have a CD player. My mom's like, "I'm gonna buy you some CDs, H&M Sound or whatever that store was in Willowbrook Mall." She comes back with Dr. Dre, The Chronic. The guy said it's number one CD. Like when it came out as big CD, here I bought you this, so I'm playing it. Got through 30 seconds of the first song. What is this? I said, you bought it for me. She goes, this is what you listen to? I'm like, yeah, Mom. I had to admit at 12 that I listened to like hip hop music and rap music to my mom. NWA, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. Yeah, she wasn't too happy.
Wow,
my-
I am definitely like a hair metals of the 80s there. The big solos in the middle of the songs, the
You had the hair too to show for
I
it.
had the hair, yeah. I had
a picture of the hair.
the rock mullet going on, that's for sure.
Did.
Who's
There's
that
so much
one hair?
moose.
You might know that hair band. He had like a one-armed drummer. My dad was a big fan of
Def
them.
Leppard.
Def Leppard. My dad was a huge Def Leppard fan. He had like 1,000 CDs, but they're all like rock and like whatever that music was. I only remember Def Leppard because the guy had one arm. That's all I
Def
remember
Leppard
about
was
rock.
my second CD. My first CD was Bryan Adams, Summer '69.
Okay, yeah.
The second one was Def Leppard, Pyromania, or another one like that. I just remember stealing my dad's one and only CD player. This is before CD Walkmans came out. You had the
Or
regular
the Discman,
Walkmans.
the Discman, and you put the tape into the cassette. Yeah, you put the tape into the cassette in the car so you can listen to your Discman. Yeah.
Keon, your thoughts? You have any ideas of which generation had the best music?
I know which one has currently the worst music, but I think it's only the worst right now because it's like so inflated.
Mumble rap, everything mumble rap is the worst.
Yeah, like and
auto-tune to the max.
Yeah, there's another genre that has a bit of a weird name, but there's all sorts of like new genres coming out and new people are trying to do new things with music. Some of it's just not. There's also like funny music that's sort of kind of like everywhere online when you're scrolling through videos and there's like this random sound playing.
When we grew up, funny music was like an Adam Sandler CD.
No, right? Funny music
that was funny music for me. The Lunch Lady song and the Hanukkah song.
Yeah.
That was
funny music for me was Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Cut. What was it? Cutting Like a Surgeon. Eat It.
Have you watched his movie with Harry Potter, where Harry Potter plays Weird Al? That's a pretty good movie.
I need to see that.
It's Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al. It's a pretty good movie. Jack Black's in it. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, well, here's the thing. So Keon, before the Super Bowl, did you know who Bad Bunny was?
I did, but only because of WWE. And even then, I did not really know that much about him.
Puerto Rican Deathmatch, Bad Bunny, WWE. That's where I knew him from. I knew him from wrestling.
Because I had no idea. Like I'm pretty musically inclined and listen to quite a bit of music. And then when they announced the headliner for the Super Bowl halftime show and they're like Bad Bunny, I'm like, who the flip is Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
My wife thought it was that girl from Dr. Phil, that Bad Baby.
Oh my gosh.
Catch Me Outside. How about that? She's like, why would she be sick? Because she was a rapper. She actually has a platinum record, that Bad Baby. She's like, why would she be at the Super Bowl? I'm like, no, different person. That girl does OnlyFans now and makes $90 million a year. She don't need the Super Bowl.
But the Bad Bunny reminds me of, I don't even know that song. Like back in the day, it was like like that. Like that's totally what I think of when I think of Bad Bunny. But
well, okay. So, do you think there are too many genres out now? Because if you think back to the 1960s, there weren't too many ways that you could consume music, right? You can either get it on vinyl, or there was only a few radio stations that would play the music out there. There was nothing like Much Music. Much Music only came in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right. The first music videos wasn't until the 70s, but that was on film. If you wanted to see a music video, it wasn't what it was back in the 80s and 90s.
I think what ruined music was everybody putting music on Napster. Anybody could download a song on there, and now
I can make a song right now.
Yeah,
with my phone and
my oldest son has a YouTube channel where he raps on it and he makes music videos and he does it with an iPhone, and then he releases it on Spotify and SoundCloud. So you could do that when we were younger. You could make a demo. You weren't getting it online to anybody.
Put it on a cassette.
Yeah.
Or no CD. CD. We're not that old. Come on,
too far.
I grew up playing music, And that was the thing is so there's two sides of the coin. One is the record industry really kind of dominated and dictated the space for music up until when Napster and all those things came out, and then streaming came out, and then now you're saying like Keon, like you can have a recording studio in your own home, and anybody like Imogen Heap, I think was one of the first ones who she recorded a lot of her music just on her MacBook, and it went huge and viral, and so in some ways we have a lot of genres, but like being able to put your music out there has never been more accessible than now. So it's cool because you can see some of these musicians come out, but then now you don't have as much of that kind of central control that everybody can connect with. So it does become more fragmented. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. The artist side is probably a good thing, but then it's harder to really make your music break.
Viewers, let us know down in the comments what you think. Do you think there's more music that you love to consume? Do you think there's less choices for you out there? Are you just hearing the more of the same stuff? What do you think? Leave your comments below.
I know a lot of people, Zach Bryan, that country artist, like he started just on YouTube videos. Like he'd sit there with a guitar with his phone, record himself. Didn't Justin Bieber get started like that? Just singing songs on YouTube?
On the street or something?
Yeah,
Like
like,
Well,
yeah,
OK Go.
it's
Remember that band,
busking.
Okay, go. That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. They just decided to put. I just actually watched a little behind the scenes, and their first music video was one of the first ones on YouTube. Was the treadmill video, and they just threw it up as a joke, and it exploded, and that's what threw them into the idea. So is it?
Too.
Do you think it's, as long as you're putting out music that talks to your generation or talks to the people that you want to talk to, makes it good? Like, it's so subjective.
Oh, for sure. I know what I like to do is around December, look at everybody's Spotify rap lists. You know, everybody posted online. These are my top songs, right? You think you know people, so you see their like top 5 songs, and you're like, oh, really? That's what. Yeah. Well, with me, I know the kids with me. My top artist past 5 years is Mac Miller. He's been dead for 7 years. Still listen to him all the time. It plays nonstop in my car. You know, he's died at 27, drug overdose, and here I am as a 44-year-old white guy. I have a Mac Miller tribute tattoo on my leg. Right? It's just music that I like. That I first heard him in like 2011. He had a song called Donald Trump. Right? I'm like, oh, this is kind of catchy. And then I didn't listen to him, and my kids were like, well, he died. I'm like, oh, crap. And then you get into the back catalog, right? You go on Spotify after he passed. His estate has released like 2 or 3 albums since then, just like unreleased stuff. So I see mine. I know people who see me go, really, Mac Miller? That's the guy you like?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, I got a question for you, because like I came across a band, and this is great. This is an awesome band, and I found out that the singer died like a year or 2 earlier, and I'm just finding out about this band. I'm like, what? No. So exactly, I had to go through all the back catalog, and I'm like, it was so good.
When I was younger, my neighbor gave me a Queen CD. Never heard them before, so I'm like, this is pretty cool. I was like 8, 9. You're listening to Queen. Told my mom there's this new band out. They're going to be huge. She goes, oh, what are they called? She goes, Queen. She goes, really? She goes, they've been around for a while, buddy. I'm like, no. The neighbor just gave me the CD. They just came out, Mom. This is brand new. My mom has a record collection. She's like, 1 second. We go to the record collection. Queen. Okay, they're not new.
Wow. Yeah.
That is hilarious.
So I called it with Queen. They were going to be a huge band. I called it in 89.
Well, what bands did you guys discover? What other bands did you guys discover only to find out that they've been around since, maybe the 1900s?
Yeah, so long ago.
Most of my music came through my kids. Yeah.
My kid, my 10-year-old, he's like, we will watch these movies from the 90s or whatever, and he'll look at me after the movie, like, that's not bad for the 1900s, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's when you're like, you can't hit kids. You can't hit kids.
Well, my nephew's 11 going on 12, and we've been doing that. We're going to watch The Goonies. We're going to watch Gremlins. We're going to watch all the old classics. So we're like Princess Bride. We got to watch some of the good movies where they actually had to like animate or physically move or puppeteers. Or speaking of which, like, have you guys seen like the new episode of the Muppets that came out that basically rehashed the old episodes from the 70s and did the same thing? It's on Netflix right now. It's
Wow.
It's exactly the same look and feel of the Muppets from 1977 when they first came out. It is awesome, but Tyler's like, what is this? This is so strange. I'm like, oh my God, do not ruin my childhood for me.
That happened with my kids. I said, we're going to watch a scary movie, The Shining, and they got bored. They're like, this is scary. I'm like, it is. I'm like, there's blood. They're like, this is so boring. You know what me and my kids did last year? We watched Wizard of Oz with who's it? Pink Floyd. When you line up Pink Floyd at like the second lion roar, and we're gonna watch the movie. So me and all four of my kids' girlfriend were sitting there, we're watching it, and I'm kind of watching them more than the movie, right? They're like, but it doesn't line. I'm like, it lines up. Just listen. You have to listen to the lyrics. So just listen to the lyrics while you watch the movie. And at the end, they're like, we don't get it. Like, how can you not get it? How can you not get it?
The thing is, like, movies from when our childhood too, like they were so like so slow. Like the opening credits were like 5 minutes long, and my kids are like, I'm done. I'm getting my iPad, and I'm like,
big build up, yeah,
and it's just so slow paced. Like movies today now.
When the Italian Job started, that movie came out, the new version of the Italian Job, same thing. The first 10 minutes, the kids are like, this sucks. Just wait. They race minis.
Yeah.
Through the town, right?
One.
Yeah.
Do you think the low attention spans nowadays because of social media, do you think that's killing everything? Keon, what do you think? Do you think we're getting brain rot with?
Yes, that's definitely part of the reason. Having so much information flooding your brain when you're scrolling. Can you tell me the last 3 things you saw when you scrolled last on your phone? It's just so much information that's being packed in for like no real reason. It's a lot of brain rot.
Yeah. Our kids just want
you guys
YouTube.
can't be curious. You guys can't be curious anymore. Like when we were kids in school, if you're like, oh, I wonder about this, you had to go look it up in a book.
Yeah.
You could just grab the phone and be like, okay, this. I know that was with me with like sports statistics growing up. Like,
yes, or you had to actually go talk to your teacher and have a human interaction.
Or read a newspaper in the morning to see who scored in the Canucks game. Not just grab the phone and pull up the scoring summary, right? Like, you guys have too much information.
Well, apparently it's physiologically changing. Like kids today, if they get screen time at a certain age or before a certain age, and that's a lot of screen time at a certain age, it actually affects like their anxiety levels, how their brain can actually cope with boredom. Like apparently boredom is a really good thing, and so we're making our kids force them to get bored because your brain starts building different pathways and how to cope and problem solving things and all these sort of things, and your brain needs it. And so a lot of these kids aren't getting that.
Do you guys ever get the thing when your phone's in your pocket, you feel like, oh, my phone just buzzed,
ghost
buzz, and it did it,
Phantom.
and then it doesn't buzz, and you check it, and then 2 minutes later your phone buzzes? Like, okay, I called that. Like, I'm psychic. Like, somehow my leg muscle knows my phone's gonna buzz.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a quick break one more time for our sponsors. If you guys, viewers and listeners, there have any comments, please leave them down in the comment sections, or you can send us an email for any topic suggestions. Send us an email to info@xyyourz.com, xyyourz.com.
This episode is sponsored by Moving Friends Forward, where your real estate journey feels like working with friends. With honest advice, local expertise, and your best interests first, they help you buy or sell with confidence. Learn more at movingfriendsforward.com.
Let's go, Boomer.
Okay.
XY, you're a boomer. Let's go.
Welcome back to the final segment of XY Your Z. This is the generational debate comedy where we try and figure out which generation was best. Okay, so this last segment, we do like to do a little bit of show and tell. I have something here for you guys. Keon, I don't think you have ever seen this. Tyson, this kind of came out when you... But probably in grade 3 or grade 4.
Yeah,
Aaron, I'm sure that you might like something like this. So where
Is anybody
is
else scared? A little scared.
A little bit.
Okay, so there was something that was big in the 90s we like to call HyperColor shirts.
Yeah,
I remember these.
You remember those? So what it was when you wore them, if you were to apply heat, the shirts would transform their colors.
Mm-hmm.
So you can add, like, for instance, the one that you see is the palm there.
Almost reminds me of those mood rings that actually go off temperature.
It definitely looks like the mood rings.
Look at that.
We got that one there. They kind of look like the tie-dyes of the times.
Yeah.
There was a store in Willowbrook
Yes.
Mall that sold these. I remember these as a kid. You'd get them in Willowbrook Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
we
where
would make the
Was that
hand
San
boobs on them.
Francisco's?
That's what we would do.
the hand boobs.
The
Yeah.
hand boobs. We'd do the hand boobs on them. I remember that. Yeah.
But the trick was, though, is you can wash them, but you can only wash them in cold water. Do not put them in the dryer.
Yeah.
Because
You gotta hang dry them.
my parents grabbed that, saw it on the floor, washed it, threw it in the dryer, and unfortunately, that killed the color. Permanently made it the other color. I'm like, damn it, those were expensive. That was like my paper route money that I put in for that.
Yeah. Remember when they did that in other products too? Like they had them in cups, like in the plastic cups, or in cereal. Remember when cereal had like prizes in the bag, and like sometimes they'd come up with that, like with a spoon that like when you had it in the milk, it would change color because the temperature.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Or the bowls,
Right?
Yeah.
Bowls or anything like that. What? Like, why don't they do that? Is it just too expensive now, or with shrinkflation? Do you think that there's no room to put the toys in, or do you just think that it doesn't make sense, or do you think somebody got sued?
With technology nowadays, I think younger kids just don't care.
I've seen flasks with that, or soup things with that.
Oh, the thermos.
Hydro flasks. Those have the temperature thing where they change color.
Yeah.
My coffee/tea mugs. My tea mugs do that. When you put in the hot water into your tea mug, you watch the colors change and go up like that.
I think back in the day it was Coors Light when the beer was cold. The can changed color.
The mountains,
The mountains,
the
mountains came up. Yeah, I remember that.
I remember, but before that got really popular, the only time you saw like color changing was back in the 80s. There was a new toy that came out called the Transformers, and you didn't know what kind of transformer you had until you put your finger on this heat-activated LCD or liquid crystal display, and by warming it up, it would go from black to reveal if you had an Autobot or a Decepticon.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Right.
That was 1989. We're right around the same color.
Man, those things are great. Like they had so much innovation and like fun creativity. I think a lot of things too probably killed out like with I don't know, because of regulations, like maybe, like I don't know with the cereal industry, maybe it's just because it wasn't profitable enough, or maybe it's because it's a food product, and so they can't, because they used to have it in the cereal, like you have to dig around in the cereal for the toy. But I wonder if that's because of food safety. Because then they used to put them outside the bag, like it'd be in the box, but
underneath
now it's
the bag.
Too much
I remember,
red 40 dye in the spoon.
Well, and maybe maybe the spoons were giving everybody cancer or something. Like we don't know.
I remember, Tyson, babysitting you one time back when we were in Langley Meadows, Warren Place. So back in mid 80s, you had dumped out a whole box of like cornflakes or Fruit Loops to get the toy at the bottom of the thing.
Just all over the floor.
Just all over the table there.
Got to get that toy before my brothers got it. Survival.
We would dump the cereal in a big like popcorn bowl and then try and put the cereal back in the bag.
Never works the same. And your box is all like oval shaped instead of a nice square shape.
Well, remember when they had the maps on the back of the boxes you can cut out? We would always get in trouble. Be like, you got to finish the cereal before you can cut the box into pieces. Like, okay, fine. So we'd finish a box of cereal in a day between me, my brother, and my sister.
Yeah.
Right? My parents are like, you're going through too much cereal.
Or remember when they had coupons like that, the free movie passes and all
On
this
the
sort of
inside
thing?
of the box,
Yeah.
yeah, you had to
Like,
cut it out.
It was cheaper to buy the cereal boxes. This is like even up into the early 2000s. Like you could buy the cereal box and like it was cheaper to buy those. Like my buddies and I, we'd go and buy like 2 boxes of Cheerios and take the coupons and cut them out and go watch a movie at Cineplex after or Famous Players.
Just throw the cereal in the garbage, take the bath.
Well, you know, if it's kind of funny too, like where you have companies that think of promotions or things like that. I remember standing in the lineup of Staples, and some guy has bought himself 4 brand new printers, and we're like, "Why are you buying 4 printers of the same thing?" He says, "It's cheaper to buy the printer and use the ink that comes with them
Yeah.
than it is to buy the refillable ink. The refillable ink was
Yeah.
way more expensive than the printer. So I'm just throwing out the printers. I'm just taking the inks."
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
ridiculous.
That's
You could get a
that's
print. You
insane.
could get a printer on sale for $69, and to refill the ink, it was like $129. Like there was companies you had to call to get ink refills. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Almost worth buying printers and taking out the ink and selling them.
Well, people know
Well,
what
you're
buying.
cutting into their business. Yeah, nobody will buy it nowadays.
Would not.
Do you guys remember the first time you saw a QR code? That threw me off.
Uh-huh.
What? Yeah. What is
Yeah,
this? That
We
that
went.
what?
We went into a restaurant. They're like, "Oh, scan the QR code for 10% off." I'm like, "Scan what? How?" Like, you have a phone. I'm like, "Yeah,
We had to download like an independent app too, like a QR.
yeah." The QR
scan.
scanning app. Yeah,
Yeah.
all to get
That-
like 10% off my purchase.
I think that was invented by one of the major car manufacturers first. I think it was either
Probably.
Nissan or Toyota or something like that.
Well, the cool thing is like QR codes. I felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they didn't really take off until COVID, like till everybody's forced mass adoption on them because the
scan,
menus
yeah.
and everything at restaurants said, "Oh, you have to use a QR code now because we can't hand you a physical menu." And so I really think because QR codes weren't really mass adopted until then, and now everybody it's used a lot.
Well, our medical cards in Manitoba is a plastic card. It looks like a credit card with a QR on the front. So you go to the hospital, they scan the QR, and all your information pops up.
That's cool.
You
That
go to a
sounds good.
pharmacy to get a prescription, same thing. You show them your card, they scan your QR card, they can tell you what your prescriptions are. Everything's QR out here in Manitoba. They've gone paperless.
Yeah, she get
For
tattooed
everything.
on your body. Then that way it's like.
Yeah, I'm pretty much covered already. I got no room
But
for a QR code.
Just do it in the negative then, right? Just get the white ink and put the white ink, or just get it
I'm trying-
lasered,
I'm trying
lasered
to
away,
I'm trying
Yeah.
to go white ink over the black tattoo. That actually looks cool.
or
Until
just
they
get it.
screw up the QR and it starts being rickrolled.
Yeah.
Get it in the palm of your hands. You just have to put it under the scanner.
Those tattoos hurt.
Yeah.
There was somebody who did that, I think, for I don't remember what it was, but the other crazy thing now, like Ken, you just reminded me, is like we were in the States a while ago, and they have like Amazon stores and other stuff. Well, actually, they can do this at Uniqlo here in Canada, where you literally just put your stuff on the counter and it has it all scanned for you, and then you just kind of walk out. And like in the States, they have it where you literally walk in, you place your basket on the counter, it already knows everything that's in there, and then it charges to your account automatically. You just walk out, so you don't have to see a cashier. You know, you just like literally walk in and walk out, and it's billing you.
There's
Yeah.
a soccer stadium in Spain, Real Madrid, their soccer stadium. They just rebuilt it. It's great. When you go into the team store, you scan your phone, you grab jerseys, what you need, drinks, you walk out, it just bills like your Apple Pay. Like
Yeah.
it's like this is a billion-dollar stadium. You can walk in and get all the merch you want, all the food you want, and it knows what you take. You don't have to your phone, you scan when you go in, and when you leave, it just bills you for all your charges.
RFID tags and facial recognition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But when
AI.
you put stuff
AI.
when you put
Kinda.
stuff in your cart, they know what you put in your cart, what you take out of your cart. Like you don't even have to scan the items anymore.
Yeah, we love our AI overlords.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that social score system that they have, but just for money. I don't know.
Oh, the one in China. Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
a good system.
where they can just kind of take your money if you do something bad.
Social
Yeah.
credit, yeah, like it's the whole.
You litter, they take money. You go through a stop sign, they take money. Yeah.
Digital currencies, yeah.
Huh? That's one way to rule you.
Kind of feels like it's going in that direction, sort of, for paying for things. What if I didn't grab this item and now it's charging me for something that Johnny over there grabbed just because he passed by close when I was scanning I don't know. That kind of scares me, automatic payments.
Well, I just put Apple Pay on my phone like a year ago because I didn't trust it.
Oh,
No,
wow.
I'll use my
You know-
debit card. Yeah. No, we're not doing that.
I use my Apple Pay for everything. Like, and there's been many times where I'll use my watch because I forgot my wallet at home.
Yeah. I wonder how
I
long
still won't
until
put it
like,
on the watch. Yeah, I
How
won't
long-
put it on the watch. No.
how long till our government starts to accept digital forms of ID? Because so many times now, the only reason why I need my wallet is because it has my driver's license in it.
Yeah.
But everything else is all on my phone, my Apple Wallet, everything else like that. So it's
It's
like-
getting there.
Yeah.
Governments always fall.
they're always slow.
Well,
Yeah.
out here, like
Everything's-
when you're a truck driver out here, like we have electronic logs in our trucks. Back in the day, it was a paper one, but you could lie on those, right? Pull the sheet out, start over again. Now drivers have it on their phones. So if DOT pulls a driver over and they need to check their hours, you just hand them your phone. There's a whole logbook app.
Oh, wow.
Here's your phone. Okay, you're in compliance. See you later. You're on your way.
Yeah, it makes it easier to track and less cumbersome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motive.
So I
Until
guess-
you
I
get
guess-
no Wi-Fi where you are and you can't check in and the app crashes.
Yeah. I guess Nate's
What's-
Nate's generation, the movies of Nate's generation, we're all correct in that everything's going to be run by Skynet, and we're in trouble, right? Like, there's a Terminator reference. Keon, do you know what that's from? Skynet.
Terminator?
Have
or
you seen
Skynet?
Terminator?
I've seen Terminator, yes.
I'll be back.
With
Who is it?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold. Yeah, I can't.
Oh, that was the easy one.
Get to the chopper.
All right, let's bring this episode to a wrap. Whatnot. All right, Aaron, tell us what you've got going on, what you've got coming up. Give us a little taste of what to expect.
Got a podcast coming out with my three sons called Buzzed Verdicts. I was talking to Keon before the pod. It's kind of like Friday Beers podcast meets Story Wars. We might be drunk. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell a story, and the kids have to figure out if the story's real or if the story's made up by AI. And they might be buzzed while the story is read. Everybody's legal age out here in Manitoba for this podcast. So we're going to get that started going forward. And other than that, I saw your guys' first episode of this podcast. I really liked it.
Oh, thank you.
It's great to see, and it kind of kicked my kids' ass to get going on ours. So hopefully ours is up and running in the next 2 weeks. So yeah, you can find it anywhere, Buzzed Verdicts online, and yeah, it should be fun.
Very cool.
That's awesome. Smart way to write off your beer bill. So
Well, with my kids, like, I don't know, Tyson, if you've met my kids, you might have back in the day through
I'm not
football. Like you might have.
Oh.
We have Sunday family dinner every week. Kids come over. We just sit there and we just talk crap. Like, that's all we do. Like, the kids are exactly 2 years apart. So I said, well, why don't we film this? Right? Like, or we rent these cabins. We go out there for a week and everybody's just talking crap the whole time. I said,
mhm.
if we film this and put this online, people might want to watch this. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
very
gonna be
cool.
fun. We're just waiting for one more piece of equipment to come, and yeah, we'll be up and running. And yeah, hopefully it'll be out. I'm hoping by the end of March we'll have the first episode out.
Tyson, tell everyone how they can get a hold of you or check you out.
Yeah, feel free to follow us on Instagram. My wife and I, we run a real estate team here in the Fraser Valley. Tyson Kliem, TysonKliem is my handle, and you can look us up there or go to movingfriendsforward.com to check out our website. But we primarily work with young families is kind of who we really specialize in. But so as families are looking to upsize, first-time home buyers, and then also we do work with a lot of seniors who are looking to downsize. So if you have a boomer parent or if you're a boomer watching this thing and you're looking to downsize from your detached house into something smaller, then we'd love to work with you. But yeah,
Or
that's
move
kinda
to
what we do, and
Manitoba.
we're known for our
Or
funny
move,
videos.
move to Manitoba.
And we'll help you move to Manitoba. So you
There
can
we go.
join Aaron and have the giant banana statue, or if
Yeah.
your town doesn't have one, then you can maybe be a pioneer and create something that hasn't been created.
That is
Like a
awesome.
banana statue.
All right,
Keon,
well,
you're
that
gonna be
wraps
out
it.
here in no time, Keon. You're gonna come out here. You're gonna love the banana statue and never leave.
Just don't light on fire.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks you two for joining us. Thanks Tyson. Thanks Aaron for coming down today for joining us on XYZ Generational Debate Comedy. If you have any questions or would like to be part of the chat or would have a topic that you would like us to discuss, send us an email at info@xyz.com. info.xyz.com. All right, you hit that like and subscribe. Tell your friends. That's my bird laughing in the background. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you
Make sure
later.
all your friends know that that's the bird.
You have a freaking zoo there, dude.